Hey guys, today's message is, I haven't made a video in quite a while on this channel. Today's message is the title of my channel, which is There's Only One Way Forward. And this is something I've learned through now 13 pain disorders. So this would make another pain disorder. So I'm going to tell you what happened first. So you're going to see in the title what the issue is, or at least part of the issue is. I got my MRI back. My discs are okay. That's good. This is what happened. This is how, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm in good shape physically. Like, I work out every single day. I'm active. I get my groceries. I carry them all home. I mountain bike almost every single day, so I'm active, very active. But I live in an apartment building, and I was in my apartment garage, and people tend to throw away some good stuff sometimes, and because this is like older couples living here, so I guess I don't know maybe when they pass away or something like that, or they have to move somewhere else, like in a retirement home. It's about half retirement people here before they go to a retirement home. They're whatever, not too old, but besides the point. I see many things, and I've got things. I've sold them too. I saw an amazing, and I have it here, an IKEA rocking chair, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's probably about $400 or more when they first came out, anyways. And it was brand new. It was just sitting there. I'm like, okay, I gotta grab this. So I went up and I'm like, I don't know if I can take this because I have adhesive arachnoiditis and you're not supposed to lift things, but I'm like, I can't pass this up. I live alone, so at the same time I saw this printer, and I know they sell, and so I put it on top of the rocking chair, and it was still pretty light. And the way I had to carry it was the only way you could carry the chair, because it's a wide one, so it's like this wide, 68 centimeters wide. I had to carry it like this, and so the pressure was on my thoracic spine. And before I even get to that, 3 days earlier, I was cleaning my curio cabinets, okay? And I tend to do things really quickly, and I was like scrubbing like this, and I went to go to the side of the curio cabinet, and I went down really quickly, and there was a blanket over the doorknob of a door. Bam, I hit it, but I hit it hard. It sounded like a gunshot when I hit it. I'm not kidding you. It was that hard. And I felt something almost immediately from that. I felt like, oh no, did I get a disc in my neck, getting pain up my neck? I'm like, no. Next thing you know, it's all over my shoulder blades. It's like all up my upper back over the scapular. Okay, so that happened, and I didn't know what it was then. So there's another injury. So there's 2 injuries that happened within 3 days. So I guess it started to go down a bit, and because I wouldn't have lifted that thing otherwise, probably, but I did, and so I brought it up here. A few hours after that, I started to notice something was wrong with my mid-back, so my thoracic area. I didn't know what, and I work out every day. Like I do, let's say I do about 40 or 50 push-ups every day. I do dips and just some light shoulders. I don't do compound weights. and I'm finding I'm getting worse, but some days it's better. All of a sudden it got to the point where, so I don't know what I could say was worse. So I'm talking about 2 injuries here. I went to the hospital twice, 15-hour wait each time. The one above, so my scapular, my, between the scapular, the wing, your wings, there's so much pain coming from there. I didn't know if it was a pinched nerve or not. And, when you get a pinched nerve and it starts traveling up the back of your head and your face, and I have trigeminal neuralgia, so it goes into those nerve pathways. I had trigeminal attacks about 4 times the other day. You just want that to go away. I would rather have the lower than the upper because it goes into your face, into your shoulders and everything. And anyways, I was just in a really bad shape. My lower back, it felt like on each side, I would say about that far below the scapular on each side, can't even put my finger in it. It was so bad. It feels like someone's like reaching around your waist and like just crushing your ribs. That's the way that felt. And I'm trying to figure out what is wrong here. There are so many layers of muscle. I can identify where it is, but like it starts to get to a scary point. I went like this for 3 months, on, off. Can't carry my groceries anymore, so I don't drive either. So I mountain bike. I buy I have like a basket on the front. I have like a 20-liter. That reminds me, I gotta get ties for that. Like a 20-liter thing for the back of my mountain bike to carry things. Because of this, pardon me. I go to the hospital, 15-hour wait. Why is it 15 hours? Because there's so many people, because everywhere in North America it's very hard to see a doctor. Well, no, at least Canada anyway. And you never know what doctor you're going to get. Although she was good to me. She printed off something about back pain to me. She couldn't give me an MRI based on if I had neurological symptoms with it, like if I was losing feeling in my legs and stuff like that, and other neurological symptoms, then she would have given me an MRI. It was because it was the weekend that I was there that she didn't order the MRI. If it was the weekday, she would have, so I just happened to go on the wrong day. Lo and behold, in the next few days, I was getting neurological symptoms, burning all the way to my abdomen. I'm like, I'm in trouble. Like, what do? I went back. You know what? I go in the hospital, they wouldn't even palpate my back. Doctors nowadays don't show love anywhere close to where they used to. Why? Because they're so busy, they're so overloaded. So anyways, I finally decide to go to, so this is just daily, I'm just taking this pain, it's just brutal. I have adhesive arachnoiditis, and I also have full body CRPS like, if you've heard of complex regional pain syndrome, I have that full body. But not the regional type, it's the sympathetic, but it goes by a different name. So I'm used to this type of thing, but this is just like, to me, when you get something new, it's just all consuming. And I have my guess where it is. I talk to my doctor on the phone, have phone consultations. I'm going to get to this. So the most I can do is go on Google and look at muscles of the back and try to discern what it is for myself. I can't afford to keep going to physio and all that because I don't work. Well, I have a part-time job, but I don't have insurance, right? Just like, so it's very tough. But one day I just decided I'm just going to pay for it anyways because I want a physiotherapist to tell me what's going on. So So I went to one, and again, they didn't show much love. Okay, they just want to pass through people. That's just the experiences I've had. So I go on my stomach, and we do an hour assessment, and she said, "Okay, lie on your stomach." I lie on my stomach, and she starts feeling. There's five places that are torn on my back. So my back is torn. That's what it is. She presses in, and I scream out like it's that bad. So just below the scapular wing, on each side, one area is torn on my lower back, and there's a few areas in between the wings. So I thought it was my rhomboids, and I thought it was my lats, but then the first thing I thought was my erector spinal muscles, because I'm like, it's the muscles that are right off of the spine. And the way I carried that was in a way that would require those center muscles, right? I guess I didn't lift it correctly, and I guess that's what happens. Because it was an odd lift, I had to lift with my hands over like this and carry it like that with a printer on top. And it was light enough, but it's still a big rocking chair, so just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm going to tell you what I do because of this, and as my channel says, there's only one way forward, so what do you do? So my upper back in between the scapular, I don't believe it's my erector spinal muscles. I don't believe that at all. But the lower, yes. Could it be? It may be, but I have my own guess of what it is, but I'm just going to title this Erector Spinal Muscles because I have a guess of what the upper is. So, yeah, just give me a sec. I'm eating at the same time. So I already take painkillers for my intractable pain disorders, but they clearly were not enough. I'm the type of person who works through pain. And, well, if you knew all my conditions, if you heard the ones I say, I still do full body workouts every single day for years now. And so with this, I'm like, well, it seems sometimes that this is just making it worse, especially my upper back. I'm like, I don't, I have to stay strong. I'm low weight, and I live alone, and I have to keep strong. So what do I do? Obviously, I have to think, I have to be smart about this. So the physiotherapist, after she pushed my back, I went there that day feeling good, and I left feeling horrible because she pushed it in so hard, and I screamed out. Set off my back for at least a couple days. She said, "Stop your push-ups." I'm like, well, I know I have to do that. I have to stop my push-ups. What I did is I looked on, I just went on Google and I said, what kind of workout should I do for, you do the same, and maybe I'll find the same exercise that I've been doing, except for the other stuff that I do. But if you stop exercising in a way that hurts your back, number one, because you're going to have to rest your back. You're going to have to repeatedly ice your back. And you see, with my pain disorder, I don't sit except at dinner, which is at the end of the night. Rest your back. Lie down. Give it at least 20 minutes rest here and there. So at the end of the night, I spend 3 hours. I sit down and I eat my dinner very slowly. That's to rest my body. I always do that. And to work on my computer. and that gives me time to rest my back and my body. And so while I do that, I don't do ice. I switch over to heat. I recommend, I have difficulty speaking in case you've never seen me. I recommend you alternate with ice and then move to heat. Just alternate. And with ice, you know, every few hours do it for like 5 to 20 minutes, right? And do that. I feel all right today. What I did was this. Just let me take a sip and I'll show you something that I bought that actually helped. But of late, it's causing my muscles to itch, like itch a lot. I'll explain that. I've been advised by people to buy this before, and I knew they were out, but I didn't know they were this good. I've been speaking to a friend in Christ, and a sister in Christ, and she said, why don't you get this, because she had back pain, to get a TENS machine, because she had this TENS machine in her hand, and I thought, you know, they must be really cheap, you know, only physiotherapists and all that have them because they're super expensive. But that's absolutely not true. Obviously, we've come very far. And anyways, so I bought a TENS machine. It was only $40. Go on Amazon, buy the BELIFU. You'll probably see it. They've sold like 100,000 or 50,000 of them. Excuse me. So anyways, there it is there. It's a very, very simple. It's got 24 settings. Don't let that fool you. It's just 24. You'll see it's more easier than you think. You just put these suction cups on, and I'm sure that sticky will stay good for a long time. You just have to keep putting the plastic back on. It's more powerful than you think. One day I was having a lot of pain, so it's like squeezing pain. You know, when you go to move this way or you move this way, especially like put your hands above your head, it feels like you're pulling your whole back, right? It feels like there's like screws in place and you're trying to move something really solid. I was having a really bad day. I put them on for about an hour, and that pain went down so much I started to feel lucid. So it worked. Like it disrupts the muscle and it promotes healing. I didn't think there was something like that, and I went to put it though on the pain that I had. So that's for Erector Spinae. It's called Erector Spinae muscle. And when I did it above, I believe I have a pain disorder caused by hitting my head. I'm going to have to go get it diagnosed, though. I'm usually pretty good at knowing the things that are wrong with me. So I know I have torn erector spinae muscles, but the ones above, between, I think it's called my dorsal root scapular. Why? Because of the pain going all over my shoulder blades and the scapular, but because it's itching a lot. And that's not, I guess that's not usual. And so when I put those on it, the itching goes up by like 1,000%. Like I just keep reaching around and itching. So I don't know, I guess it's the muscle nerve signals, you know, in my muscles, right? And so that's what it's doing to me. So the bottom line is rest your back. Stop doing things that hurt it. I go out and let's say I do groceries, right? I bring the cart right to my bike. I put it in, and I'll, depending on the weight, I will bring my bike right to my apartment. But even if I do something small like that, it will still set it off. That's why you got to give it rest. I I don't know. I still have to speak to some other doctors about this. And, you know, this is like a, this is one of those things in life where your life kind of just stops, right? Your life just stops. What do you do, right? The only thing you can do is the right thing. Start researching. What are you supposed to do? So everything I told you is ice your back. Don't bend over too quick. Don't lift up anything. I would say don't lift anything over 10 or 15 pounds. And I know that's hard for some people. Get some rest. Put some heat on it. Like I said, like the TENS machine. If you can get in water, that's good. If you can go in a shower or a bath, that's good. And so the websites promote exercise. So don't be stable. Like don't stay in the same. Don't be stationary. You're just gonna actually probably hurt yourself more by not doing that. And you know, you might say, well, shouldn't we rest? But you're not supposed to rest for too long, or it actually can get worse. Like you start to feel worse, you start not to move, and that becomes it becomes a bad habit. So that's what I have to say. The title of this is the erector spinal muscles, because I don't know for sure what's up here, but it's my scapular, and what's above is just as bad as what's below. So I tore my back in about, there are at least 5 places that she mapped out. So I hope this helps you. I hope it helps you.